How was the tournament? How did it go? Tell me how it went.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, first of all, I thought I wasn't even gonna find it. I showed up in Ellerslie in Auckland on Saturday morning, and like the rest of Auckland was fine, but all of Ellerslie was like foggier than a Lord of the Rings movie, and you couldn't see anything. And then I
No.
thought I'd found, I thought I found it because there was this big gun outside, but it was just like an airsoft gun shop. But anyway, oh, and then I got there, and the door was locked, and everybody outside was there for an X-Wing tournament. I was like, is this real? Is it happening?
Oh no. Oh my god.
Okay, so our final rounds, which was really difficult because it is misty out. I think the sun is somewhere over that way, but I honestly can't even tell. Thought table setup was at 8:30, and it's like past 9 now, and it doesn't even open. So hopefully Garth shows up and this is real, and I haven't traveled all this way for nothing.
So, luckily you made it to the event. Can you tell me what happened in the first round? Did you win?
Yeah, it turned out the guys were already inside setting up the tables and had been there for like an hour, and somebody had just like re-locked the door before the official store opening hours or something. But by the time 10 o'clock rolled around, we were all gathered around for the draw.
Nice! So what was the turnout like? Were most of the people out of towns, or were they from Auckland?
So I was the only one from Christchurch. We had a couple from Wellington, a few from Taranaki, and then, yeah, a few of the Auckland regulars as well. 13 in total. So unfortunately, that meant there was a bye round throughout the event. Like someone almost didn't.
I guess that's a bit of a lower turnout compared to INZO last year, but that's okay. Did you have your contingency plans all ready to go in case you ran into combined army or nomads in round one?
Of course. It was pretty cold out, so I had my winter coat with a pocket big enough to conceal a decent bottle of Johnny Walker Red Label in it, just in case things went south.
Good.
Got to admit, I was pretty nervous waiting for that first round opponent, although I think I did a decent job keeping a calm exterior.
Right, so I made it. It really is nice. Everybody's getting set up. There's actually some pretty cool looking terrain, and yeah, just getting ready to play my first game. Pretty nervous, pretty stoked.
Having a look at some photos of the tables. The first one looks like the inside of a big spaceship. Did you find it was a bit too dense and closed off?
It kind of looks that way, eh? But when you get down to eye level on the surface of it, there's actually a bunch of really long fire lanes. I didn't actually get to play on it, but my Ikari list would have been fine because of my snipers, and also because I had the Karakuri and Tankos for like the super close range spots.
What about this one with the industrial looking towers and all that?
Ah, that one I did play on. And yeah, I did get shot at long range by a hidden deployment unit, as it turned out. But that was for the unmasking mission. I think the layout of the terrain was more to accommodate the mission objectives and HVTs.
I do appreciate how thematic they've made all the tables this year, though. Like this ice base board, planet board, and you've got the urban street set up.
Yeah, and the types of terrain sets came in all different styles as well. I really like the modular buildings that came apart and you could move models through.
Okay, check this out. We've got like an interior on the building, multi-layer, very cool. Okay, so Matt built all of this from scratch out of foam board, and again we've got all kinds of like interior stuff going on. Very cool.
Okay, so I've got to mention the table everyone was talking about though. Ollie from Battle Kiwi showed up with a terrain piece that was basically like this huge platform with patterns cut into the surface so that colored backlit LEDs could light up the whole table from underneath, like it was all glowing through the designs. It was, yeah. I was told later he actually used a broken flat screen TV and closed it off with bits of MDF. It was very cool.
That's actually amazing.
And obviously the highlight of the whole thing. This is like a real city. I'm nervous to play in this because I'm going to be so distracted by how pretty it is that I'm not going to be strategizing properly. And then check this out. LED. I believe no guns scrolled across. Oh, here it comes. Yeah, as if.
How did the army list work out in the end? Did you make any changes? What about the other list? Did you finish painting everything? So many questions.
All good.
So, let me introduce you to, I know you've already heard about it, but here's my list in real life. Some of them aren't the right miniature. We're not going to talk about it. He's not the right one either. But I'm really, really, really proud. Actually, let's start with Yojimbo. I'm really, really proud of him. His little koalas and the little fake grass. Very pleased with how these guys have turned out, and how badass does he look with his samurai sword on his motorbike. But the real pride and joy is Hanya. So I've got two of her. Oh, sorry. I decided she's the main one I'm going to use because I did pick the name that means demon, which I hope I'm saying correctly. And I think, look how ghostly she looks. Very pleased with how her skin turned out. She's definitely not a human. But then if I want to later, I can bring out kind of the like classy evening version of her. So this table's got some taller towers, but obviously they're connected by the bridges, so you could walk around. Also, how cool is this little sign? Can we talk about the quality of this workmanship? That's really rad.
Enough of the build-up. Let's get to the gaming. Who did you draw first round?
So I was up against Steel Phalanx, basically the faction for people who are fans of that 2004 Brad Pitt movie where he plays Achilles.
No kidding. They even made the Infinity model to look like him. Anyway, you must have been stoked about that. The table you're on is just so wide open, and you've got that MSV2 brawler sniper in your core fire team. Without any HMGs, what does he even have to take you on at long range?
Okay, what faction are you playing?
I'm playing Steel Phalanx.
Sweet. I'm playing Ikari.
Okay, we're playing Decapitation first.
Yeah.
So that's the one where you kill all the lieutenants and their whole army.
Yeah, sweet. I'm ready.
Let's go for the whip check.
Yeah!
Well, I failed, so.
I will play on this side of the table.
Nice, well I'll go first then.
Sweet.
Matt won on the first turn, and he started by putting Achilles right on top of the center building. That obviously meant he wanted to push to the middle of the table, using the height advantage to find spots to take on my snipers with his Spitfire. The mission actually has 16-inch deployment zones, which made me nervous that he'd get inside his 24-inch range band way more quickly.
Pretty risky though. If he loses some rolls or ends the turn a bit too far into your territory, then what else would he have to follow up with? Having said that, it looks like he'd have some great places to hide on those rooftops after picking off a lot of your army. And if you can't even get each other's lieutenants, the game is usually going to come down to points left over.
I see you've got a Tanko, Yojimbo.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
This is my Ikari. She's meant to have a multi-rifle, so we're just going to pretend these swords are that. But yeah, very proud of her. She's real powerful. Okay, so who am I going for? Who's really
So my lieutenant's Hector.
Sweet.
This is big beefy guy.
Yeah. Looks like a solid choice. Alright, so mine's just this guy here hiding around the back.
Alright. So I spend a Strategos order on Achilles to stand up, run across here.
Yeah.
Any responses?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot with anybody who can see you. Okay, so it looks like I can see you with my Ikari and with Armand, so they're
I'm gonna make 2 shots on Ikari.
I'm gonna fire back with my Panzerfaust.
Oh no, I've missed both of my shots.
I got a 2.
Okay, I'm gonna take my saves.
Alright.
Oh no, we failed all of them. The shots against Armand.
Oh, I missed.
Wow, they all missed. I spend an order to move my team. We're going down this side.
Yeah. Oh man, Armand is in danger.
Spend an order on my link team.
Yeah.
Phoenix is going to peek out and look at Armand, and then come back.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to shoot back at this.
Alright, I'm going to shoot my heavy rocket launcher at him. Alright, so I've got 3 dice.
Yeah. I've got 1.
Alright, let's roll a dice.
Sid, no Infinity player ever.
I got a crit! Critical!
Alright, gonna take my armor saves.
Okay.
Oh, he failed everything too!
Oh, as an appearance.
The dice are cursed for you to begin with.
Jesus, that guy couldn't really have been more unlucky.
Totally agree. But yeah, that's Infinity for you. All those shootouts could so easily have gone the other way, and then you'd have a totally different game, so.
So what happened after that? Was he able to get anything done?
Not really. He still had Hector at the back, but since that was his lieutenant, it wasn't like he wanted to move out and risk losing him, since that would have been another 3 objective points just like handed over to me. So yeah, eventually I did get him, but it took me the rest of the game to just like slowly move around the map and box him in. He committed his big guns early and it just didn't work out, so there wasn't much more to it than that.
Sorry about the short game. I got 6 objective points. I looked at it is what it is. Okay, so I had 261 victory points, and you had how many?
83.
Okay. 6-0. Nice result. You must have been feeling pretty good getting that first win under your belt. Feel a bit sorry for the other guy though. He pretty much did all he could given the map and the matchup. Wasn't there any way he could have set up a better fight for Achilles?
Yeah, well, like, he was definitely overconfident taking on both my Ikari and Armand in the same move, but, like, that's classic Achilles in character for you. So, yeah, realistically, he should be moving and shooting really quickly and taking every opportunity to grind everything down as cost-effectively as possible. So, it wasn't bad, but he did misjudge the range slightly, which is unavoidable sometimes.
Got my score sheet.
Oh, thanks. How'd you go?
Victory! Kind of too easy a victory, to be honest. I got some big dice, and I think they're really on my side.
I'll have to check those later.